So, good morning, students. Welcome to the practice session for decision tree. I've shared a Google form in which there are certain questions related to how you can make choice of your own car. Okay, so wherever you are writing I don't earn, do not write that I don't earn or something. Just write down there a number. If you don't earn, write down zero. So, Madhya, please change your uh, whatever response is there. Okay, so I'll change you for here right now because that will create my algorithm as a complex. So if you do not earn anything, that you can go ahead and write down as zero. If you that already it is written as probable salary, you need not have to write anything which you earn right now. Okay, it's a probable salary you are expecting. So I request everyone to fill the form as soon as possible because this how I'm generating uh, data in front of you. Okay, so this will help you understand that how actually the data is also generated. Okay, so all right, so I can see that still students have not filled the form. So kindly fill the form as soon as possible. We require a lot of data. Okay, so I've already taken some data from other students also. Okay, my morning batch, but that is a very few data points. All right, and now we can just go ahead with the creating new Python file. Let me tell you agenda for today's session. Today's session we are going to do practice for decision tree. I'm going to tell you that whatever we have learned in the decision tree, how we are going to implement that thing. Very first, it's very necessary to understand why we are going to implement only the decision tree algorithm in this particular scenario. Very first, what we are going to do is let us rename the file. Leave everything. First of all, rename the file. I hope you can see the file. Okay, so I can do just I can write here uh, car data decision tree practice. Okay, I'm just writing out it, and here I'm writing heading as decision tree practice. Now, very first, I have told you about the decision trees only to be implemented. That's why it has become for you very easy to understand that decision tree only we have to apply here. But if you see carefully whatever questions I have asked you, okay, that were your name, age, your probable salary that you are expecting in the near future, then type of the driving style or your fuel preference, and which kind of car would you prefer. In that you have given your responses in the similar way other students might have also given the responses, and I have a data downloaded in the format of Excel. Okay, our intention is problem statement is based on your choice of fuel, based on your age, your salary, and your driving style. I want to check that how your preference of car changes, whether you are preferring to purchase a SUV or it is a sedan, okay, or it is a truck. I've given that also option, and we just have to check with that how we can predict whether which type of car you are going to buy. Okay, so just quickly type yes in the chat box if we can start. Anyone having any other concerns, please let me know right now. All right, so let us go ahead. And what is the first step that we are going to do with this? We are going to import our basic libraries. So I'll just type hashtag import libraries. Okay, so very first step, whatever data set is there, whatever algorithm we have to apply, very first step for any kind of algorithm is importing the libraries. So I have mentioned the heading as a comment, and now import pandas as PD. Okay, and import numpy as np. All right. In this way, what I have done here is we have successfully imported the libraries. Now, after importing the libraries, what do you think the is the essential step for me? What is the essential step for me is importing the data set. Now importing data set. So very good morning, Hanisha. Please fill the form. I hope everyone has seen the form because I have seen that only Lavanya, Madiha, Vishnu, then Kirtana, Janani, Raha, and Lohita has filled the form. Ganambat Tula, Devi has also filled the form. Kindly everyone fill the form so that we can check your live preference over there. Okay. So I want to see, I will show it to you once again that this is the form that we are collecting. Okay. In this particular data set, name of student or name of the customer, age, what probable salary he or she is expecting or he is currently getting, and type of fuel he is preferring. Okay. And driving style of that particular student and type of car that he is going to purchase, he or she is going to purchase, whatever his preference is there. Okay, so I want to understand the user behavior and classify my users based on type of car they are making a choice of. So who am I? I may be a showroom owner or I may be a car manufacturing owner. So I should know that whether to manufacture sedan, SUV, or whether to manufacture truck. That is also an option with me. Okay. So for understanding this kind of behavior, I need to first understand currently what is going on in the market. And that's why we are going ahead with the understanding this data. So this is a real life, let's say we can take a small problem statement. Okay, now in this problem statement you can clearly understand that what's going on. Okay, I hope now the things are clear with you. So let us quickly go ahead and let us import the data. So let me show you the data set also. Okay, so very first what we will do is we'll download the historical data for this. So whatever students who have filled my form yesterday night or in the morning batch, okay, just for our practice only. So I'll import that data, pd.read. It's in the Excel, so we'll make the Excel file where it is stored. Let me check. In the C drive means downloads. So users, admin, downloads, and what is the name of file? Okay, so see, this is a practice sheet where there are two different sheets. Okay, this is one of the sheet. What I'm going to do is there is one more sheet, sheet number 2 in this. Let me show you that sheet number 2. So you have now seen the data set and you have seen that by default, if I'm importing any file, sheet number 1 is preferred. So let's say I don't want sheet number 1, okay, and I want specific sheet from this. So what I will do is I'm going to do just an argument of sheet name equals to sheet 2, and here is my sheet number 2. I can rename this sheet in my offline Excel and then type down name of that sheet. Okay, so you can clearly see that now my second number of sheet is imported, which is our today's intention for analysis. Is it clear till now, everyone? Am I going very fast? Just let me know quickly in the chat box. Is that okay till now? Yes. I've done nothing. I have just what I have done is imported libraries, imported dataset. I've shown you what is the dataset all about. Now carefully see that this dataset is not for your batch. This is for other batch where the students have filled the form. Some students have not mentioned their salary, NA values are there. What we are going to do is, I'm going to train my model on this historical data set. Just imagine a situation that just imagine a situation that you all are my new customers, means you are going to be my customers. Okay, and these are all my existing customers. They have already filled the form, purchased the vehicle, based on which I need to study this historical customers first, and I need to keep my model ready. Once I keep my model ready, then on future customers I can try to predict whether he or she is going to really purchase what he is mentioning in the Excel, in the Google form or not. Means what I'm going to do? You all have filled the Google form. Yes, sir, we have filled the form. But I need to predict now. So let's say Lohita has said she is going to buy a sedan. Let me also check with my algorithm whether she is going to really buy the sedan or not. Okay, based on her other preferences, based on her age, salary, fuel type, and driving style, let me check what anyone can make a choice of. So let's say my algorithm, my machine is telling to me prediction that based on this particular factors, SUV will be best suitable, but Lohita has selected for sedan. That means my model failed there. In this way, I need to check for how many customers I'm getting correct predictions and how many customers I'm getting the wrong prediction. Wherever I will get the very correct prediction, next time I need not to ask Lohita for, which type of car would you like to purchase. I will just ask, uh, what is your age, probable salary. I will ask if they are giving. That's okay. If they are not giving, I can judge by their age and their work ex that what would be the salary, and based on their preference everyone will tell. Would you like to drive a diesel car, petrol car, electric car? You will tell that. Okay, and your driving style. You like the speed based car, or you like the long drive car, or you like the transportation vehicles, based on your profession, whatever you do. Okay, I'll ask you that, and then I will suggest you, ma'am, Lohita, SUV will be best suitable car for you. Okay, in this way I'm going to prefer. This is my entire thing that I have to do it. Okay, I hope my entire intention is very clear. So very first step, what I have to do is I have to train my model. Before training my model, only raw data is in front of me. Very first, what I need to do now, name whether it is important for me. No. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this name. Okay, how to drop? Simple thing is there. I need to just type down name of column. If I want to drop, and I just wanted to mention that axis equals to 1. Why axis equals to 1? Because there are only two axes. Axis equals to 0, axis equals to 1. Axis is 0 when we have to delete any row. When we have to delete a column, axis equals to 1. I just have mentioned the column name here. That's why axis by default equals to the 1. All right. Why 1? Because column I have to delete. This is already a syntax. Okay, you can watch my other pre-processing videos where I have clearly mentioned about details about the pre-processing. Okay, this is one of the step in pre-processing, removing irrelevant data set from your analysis. So I have removed my irrelevant data which was about the name. I don't require name. Then I can see that there are some values which are in categorical values. My intention is not to deal with categorical values. What I need to do is there any way that I can replace this categorical value into some numerical value? So what I can do is I can go ahead and change this categorical value into some numerical value, right? So just think of how many different categories we have. Only diesel, petrol, electric. There's three are there in this column. There are three varieties in this column, three varieties in this column. Yes, these are limited number of categories. Yes, so we can divide them into like 1 2 3 0 1 2. Correct or not? So yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever we have first time learned about decision tree, we have converted yes no into 1010 format. Okay, Just you should get a very diverse and very different example today. I've mentioned three categories over here. So you should not think that we have to always go ahead with the 0 1 0 1 0 1. No, there are three categories means we can go ahead with the three different numbers. Okay, so what we have to do with this particular data set currently is we have to replace our diesel with some number, petrol with some number, electric with number. So let's say for my visualization I'm creating only diesel as one. Okay, so if I want to convert diesel into zero, petrol into one, electric into two, what I will do, every value is stored in a. Okay, a is my variable name here, a, and which column I want to change, fuel column. So I'll just mention over here like this. Okay, and then from this particular column I want to apply replace function. In replace function I'm mentioning name of that value and value with which I have to replace that thing. Are you able to see the change? Quickly let me know in the chat box. Are you able to see the change? Do you guys agree with the current scenario what we have done? If you understood this, then only you are going to understand the rest of the things. Please let me know quickly in the chat box. Everyone, please respond. Everyone, you are understanding, right? Simple algorithm is there for only replacing. Now, what I will do? So let's say I have replaced this thing. I will just replace my other things also here. Okay. So diesel. So instead of diesel, now I need to replace petrol also. I need to replace with electric also. Petrol I have to replace with one, and this let's say two. Okay. So everything seems good. Let us see, and here we go. The fuel entire thing has been changed. In a similar way, what I am going to do is I'm going to change driving style also. So I just have to mention driving style. Okay, here also driving style. What I'm mentioning here is only name of column where I have to make the changes. Okay, currently all the changes have been made here in a fuel column. Now we just have to mention the changes in the driving column, right? So what I will do is put this mention like this. Okay, what are the driving styles? My speed, then it's about the drive, and it's about the transport. Two, one. I hope you can see the changes quickly that I have also changed about fuel. I've also changed about the driving style. I don't think so now. Uh, you should have any kind of problem. This is the syntax. These are the rules that how you should replace, and this you have to remember only means this you have to understand that how to change this. Correct. I cannot do anything in this, so I can only help with telling you what changes you can do and where you have to use this. All right. In this way I need to change everything, and here we will change for sedan. Okay, just one more thing that guys, this everything is case sensitive, so even you have any kind of space here. Okay, let's say while typing you are mentioning as truck and then space sedan as in the small letter, in the not capital letters, then also it will create a problem. So my pre-processing will increase in that way, and that's why to reduce our time I've just directly given you the options to select it. Okay, and this is how I done the things. Now what is our intention here is my everything is now converted into numerical value. Let us go ahead and apply our decision tree algorithm. That I'm not going to teach separately, because that already code you have, same code you have to just copy paste over here. Only pre-processing is important. You will tell me, sir, what are these NaN values? This is remaining something. So these are missing values. Someone has not given the age. Someone has not given the salary, or he or she has given it's the zero. Something is happening. What I can do? I can replace this NaN with zero, but I can't replace age with zero. Yes or no, guys? If I want to replace with this particular syntax, I can easily replace. Okay, so I can easily replace my salary. Okay, equals to this dot replace. Okay, with nan values, what I'm going to do with zero. But instead of learning now this syntax, let me teach you something new. And what is that new thing is? Filling your missing values. First of all, you'll check for the missing values. This is syntax how you have to check the missing values. Okay, see, in age there is one missing value or one null value. Okay, this is how you check whether I'm having any null value or not. Is null function you have to add. Why we have to do everything I have told in the another video. You can check that thing. Okay, so another syntax here we can define. Okay, let's keep it here. I can see that there is one value missing for age, two values are missing for salary. What I'm going to do is I'll take average of this column, okay, respective columns, and I'll replace that missing values with the average of that particular column. How to replace that thing? With the fill any function. And with what value we have to fill the function? With the mean value of what? Column number A. So this is how you go ahead and replace the missing value. See, there are no any missing values, but I need to store this somewhere. So let's say in B variable or in the file. Now let's say this is the final file in which I'm storing. So here is my file ready. Okay, now my file is ready, my data set is ready. This is called as processed data. Currently my data set is ready for analysis, yet analysis is not done, but at least it is ready for the analysis part. Now it's not very difficult task for you to perform the further actions. Why? Because now everything is done. What we have to do is, for applying any algorithm, very first we have to divide our data set into x and y variable. So x equal to, okay, what we have to divide? I have told about independent and dependent variable. Currently my car, this particular column is my target variable, which should be stored in y, because we want to predict whether Lohita is going to purchase a SUV, truck or sedan. Hanisha is going to predict, Hanisha is going to purchase what? Raha is going to purchase what? Okay, so if I want to predict last column, only last column should be in the y axis, all remaining column should be in the x axis. For that ilog function I have to use. How to use everything? It's just about the syntax. So you can better go ahead and check that syntax in our previous videos. Okay, so this is how the x values are stored, but it is not converted into the array. Now it is converted into array. Okay, x value I have divided. Now let us define y value in the similar way. So from file dot ilog function, okay, I'm going to take all the rows. Why? What is this semicolon means? Already we have learned semicolon means all the rows I want. What this semicolon and minus one indicate? All columns we want except last column. Here we want only last column, so minus one. Okay, so what is stored in y? Last column, but this is not again in the terms of array. So let us write values here. It will be converted into the array. Carefully see that my data type is in the integer format here, so we can proceed easily. No any problem is there. Now what I have to do is I have to import, okay, from sklearn model selection. Okay, from my model selection I want to import some function called as train. This you know already. Okay, so I will not waste time here, because I don't want to waste time on the syntax. Correct or not? This thing you have already learned, or you have seen, you already have the code. Okay, this is traditional method. Now what you have to do, train, X test, like this only, Y train, Y test. Okay, this thing you have to write, and then you have to use the function train test split. Now this is my function that I'm going to use. What two values you have to split, x and y, in what proportion? So test size I should define. So let's say test size I'm defining as 0.2%. Means what? 20% of my data goes to testing. 80% of my above data, 80% of my above data goes for training. So maximum data should go for training so that my accuracy will be good. Okay, and then random state equals to some constant. That constant I will choose as 50 here. All right. Now training of my model is done. Now I want to go ahead with the scaling of my current data set. You can see that, remember what I have told you in the scaling. My salary is in thousands. Okay, all other values are in 1010, or age is in 2 digit. There is no any single scale, so I want to convert this every data set into a single standard scale. For that I am going to do, okay, the standard scaling from sklearn library only. sklearn Pre-processing is the sub library that I have. I'm going to import standard scalar. Okay, so import standard scalar. So this is how actually you are going to write down each and every step over here. Okay, am I going very fast? Let me know in the chat box. These are traditional steps, right? You have the code. Pre-processing was the major thing, and then further process you already have that, correct? So you should be familiar with this thing now. Yes or no? Now standard scaling function I have imported. So always I do not have to use this thing. So what I will do is I will store it in some small variable. Okay. So in this way I can store, whenever you have to store anything in the variable, that variable name should be first. And now this in SC I've stored my variable name. Okay. Now what I have to do is on X values. Okay, I have to train myself. I have to scale myself. What I will do on my X train. Okay, in X train only, I have to transform my data. How I have to transform? Like using fit function. Okay, so sorry, here equals to sign. Okay, with the help of standard scaling and fit transform function, I'm going to transform my X train. Similarly, y x test data should be also transformed over there. Okay, so here we are getting an error for spelling mistake. So transform you have to write. I have done the spelling mistake, so that's why it was showing. Similarly, nothing different we have to do. Same thing will be doing for the test data. Okay, so in this way we have scaled ourselves. Now what we have to do, from sklearn dot tree, we just have to import our decision tree classifier. Yes, this is our function for doing the decision tree. Yes or no? We can store this function into a small variable also. Okay, but currently we can store, let's say we are also storing it. Okay, so let's say decision tree equals to, what I am going to do is I will store the values for this. Okay, but before that we have learned, we have to define how we have to use decision tree, what criteria we have to use. Okay, so we will just define the criteria, and that is any in our uh, current condition. So I'm going to also show you, okay, that what will happen if we go ahead with the Gini index, and what will happen if you go ahead with the entropy. You can make the changes and check what is difference between all these things. Here you can write Gini index also. Here you can write entropy also. Okay, the values will be changing. The what we can say, the prediction, the accuracy will be changing. What will be accuracy, how it will change, sir? Everything we will see. First, go ahead and see for Guinea index. Okay, now what we have to do? My decision tree is ready, classifier. With the help of fit function, you just have to go ahead and train my model. How you train your model? On X train, comma, Y train. Yes or no? And here go, our decision tree model is successfully trained over here. Everything is done. My training model has been completed. The only thing remaining is now we have to predict. Okay, we have to predict now what are the going to be the values. So I'll just print out that my decision tree predictions with the help of predict function. Okay, what I have to predict? Transformation of, okay, my transformation of values. Now I have to give here the values. What kind of values I have to give? Whatever age. Okay, how many columns are there? See, in X, age, salary, fuel, and driving style, we have to give it here. So let's say age of a person is 30. Then what was the column? Salary. Let's say I want to predict person's age is 30, his or her salary is 26,000. He wants diesel car. Diesel means zero. Okay, and he was preferring for a driving style of speedy car, zero only. Okay, so we want to check what will be the value. Whatever value you will get, this will be value for my last column, zero. And what was that zero? You can check that here, SUV. So this particular person whose details are 30 years old, 26,000 is salary, is preferring for diesel version and looking for a speedy car. He is preferring, he should be sold with a SUV. Now I will give my instruction to go ahead and sell the SUV for this particular person. Let us understand what Lohita or what everyone can prefer. So again, coming back to our survey form. So this is how your survey form is there. Got it? So currently I can't take this directly. I was currently I was directly about to take copy paste this thing, and I was also going to use this thing for pre-processing. Okay, I was also going to train this data also, but you have not mentioned it in similar format. Someone has mentioned comma or something. Okay, no issues. This will take time. We can do it, but currently we don't have that much time. That's why I will take only the values and I will go ahead. So you have mentioned for student and something, so we can go ahead and do that thing. All right, what I will do is I'll take some values. Let's say for example we'll take one by one. So let's say Madhya, 20 years old, zero salary, electric, long drive, and sedan should be the prediction. Come back to our problem statement. So what I want to do is I want to predict for Madhya now. Okay, so this is for Madhya. I will comment here. This for Madhya. Okay, what was her age? What is her age? Sorry, 20. Salary is zero. And electric she is preferring. What is electric in my case? So I will check there. So by the way, I can go ahead and do afterwards a very good representative format for this. Huh? This is only a backend algorithm. Ultimately what you can do is you can go ahead and change the visualization also. For this you can convert this thing into your application also. Whatever algorithm you are using, the same algorithm you can do it in the backend of your website or application, which will give you a very good feel. Okay, currently you might be thinking, sir, why we have to write 0, 1, 2, 3, everything? That is not good preference. Long drive is for one. Okay, so Madhya is preferring for long drive. So you can check that 2 was for electric vehicle, 1 is for long drive. So I have mentioned the correct details, and let us see 0. What do you mean by 0? SUV is preferred. See SUV. And let us see what was preference for Madhya. Preference for Madhya is sedan. You can see that. So I have highlighted sedan. So my prediction is going wrong in this. Okay, my decision tree algorithm is going wrong in this. Let us do one more. Okay, and then I will show you how to check the accuracy for the our model. So what I will do is I will check this thing for, let's say, anyone else after Maliha. Who is there? Vishnu Prabhu, 19 years old, 1,20,000 as salary. Okay, so let us go ahead and type here Vishnu. Okay, 19 years old. So I hope I have mentioned correct. Okay, 1,20,000. Let me check what was his preference. Electric car and long drive. Same. So I'll not change this thing. Electric means here two and long drive means one. Okay. Let us see. Again, it has been suggesting me SUV. And let me show you what is the preference. Can you all see? SUV. Vishnu Prabhu, was it your answer SUV? Madhya, was it your answer a sedan? Am I showing anything different or am I showing the same thing that you have entered? Guys, are we connected? You can answer me something in the chat box. Isn't it a very, you know, very real life problem statement? Though it is a very short problem statement, though it was very fast, but at least I have shown you that how the predictions are made. Correct? After this thing, next thing is once we have developed a Python code, this Python code is then attached to our website or application where we can show zero as a SUV, one as a sedan, two as a truck, or something like that. Don't worry about that thing. Correct or not? Are we guys clear till now? Any doubt anyone is having, please tell me. You can tell me frankly what we have done in today's session is we have seen what is the real life data. You can do this thing also. I'll share you your data set also, this file. Okay. I will share my data set also about the previous version. I'll share you the code also. What is your task is you go ahead and prepare a same Google form. Ask your friends, colleagues, family members to fill that form. Okay, and as much as you data you give to your Python. See, currently let me show you that how much data set we have given. Only 15 rows are there. Correct or not? Only 15 rows. Try to increase this row. Your training will be increased. Give it to your friends, colleagues, your family members, everyone, and the accuracy will keep on increasing. Okay, and then you will find that don't show some data to our friends. Okay, and try to only ask them about their fuel preference, their driving style, about their probable salary, what they are expecting from their job, current job. Okay, and what are their age, everything. Try to predict whether they would like SUV, sedan, or truck. Okay, and check that how accuracy we are getting. All right, so this is how decision tree algorithm is implemented in real life statement. Now I can go ahead and take this for marketing team also. Marketing data analysis also we would take, but the same thing were happening. So that's why I thought yesterday night that okay, let us go ahead and predict something for SUV. Similar kind of many projects are there which you can do with the decision tree algorithm. Okay, and the only thing remaining here is you will tell that sir we have to check for accuracy also now. So can you please show us that accuracy? So yes, from sklearn library again. Okay, there is a sub library called as matrices. Means what is happening here is now I'm going to draw confusion matrix. What is confusion matrix and everything, that everything is a concept, theoretical concept. Okay, do you know confusion tree? Let me know in the chat box. Anyone knowing confusion tree or confusion matrix? So only one student is giving accuracy, precision, yes. So if you don't know that, so what I will do is I'll prepare a separate video for that and I will give it to you. Currently you can assume that this is something through which I can easily calculate my accuracy. That is my confusion matrix. Okay, a little bit kind of matrix that we have to perform, means we have to draw. based on which this confusion matrix is just a tabular format of my data set, above data set, where it will tell me whether my predictions are, predictions were good or bad, anything. Okay, so this is my confusion tree. Now before drawing confusion tree, I want to store my predictions in something. See, what we have done here is we have divided my training model and test model. Whatever we have trained model, that was only on X train. Testing of my data is yet remaining. What I will do is I'll test my data and store it in Y prediction. I'll name a variable called as Y prediction. Okay, Y prediction. In this, I will predict my test values. Okay, how to predict my test values in this? Simple thing is there, using our decision tree and predict function. Here also you have used the predict function, but you have given your own values. I don't want to give your own values. I want to give whatever it was there in test data. So X test was my test data. For this, you can check what are my predictions. So there are only four values in X test, and these are the prediction for that four values. Okay. Now what I want to do? Now what we have to do? We can just go ahead, make the confusion matrix with the help of y prediction and actual y values. Y test, there is y test value, y prediction value. What is difference between y test and y prediction? So you will tell me, sir, when we divided our data set into training and test, what actually we have done is we have divided our data into two equal parts. Sorry, two parts, not equal, two part. Upper portion, 80% of upper portion goes to training data, lower portion is for my test data, and four rows are only in the test data. For that four rows, this values, okay, till driving style, all these are x variable test data set, and these values are my y variable test data set. So these are actual values. One should be actual value, two should be actual value, 0 0. But what are my prediction? 1 0 2 1. What are my actual values? 1 2 0 0 for last four columns. So these are actually y test values, and these are predicted values of y test. Getting the point or not? If you are not getting, so this is about the confusion matrix. So probably you will require some time to understand how to deal with the confusion matrix. Okay, and if you understand, well and good. If you don't understand, just see what I'm doing and just check that this is done for, you know, doing the calculation for accuracy, nothing else. Okay, so my confusion matrix is ready. Now what I want is accuracy score. So accuracy score I will calculate with the help of, again, accuracy. How you will calculate? Based on your actual values and predicted values. Where are my actual values? You will tell me, sir, these were your actual values. Where are these last four columns? These are your actual values which are present in table already, but we have also predicted. So y test and y prediction. Okay, 0.5, and everyone can see that my 50% of accuracy is there. 0.5 means what? I can multiply it by 100. That will show me 50% accuracy of my data set. Correct? And we have practically experienced it also. Yes or no? Madhya's prediction was wrong, but Vishnu Prabhu is correct. So from two data set, one data was wrong predicted and one data was correctly predicted. This is how you get the 50% accuracy. To improve accuracy, I need to do certain steps. How you have to do certain steps, what are the scope? Study in the next class. All right.